It's time once again for another episode of Atlanta Legal Experts Radio, broadcasting live from the Pro Business Channel studios in Atlanta. And now here's your host, Emily-Rowell.
Good morning, everybody. This is Emily-Rowell with Atlanta Legal Experts Radio. Welcome to another great Tuesday. I'm really excited about today. We've got a special show this morning. We're actually promoting our event coming up on Thursday morning, 30 Ways to Market Your Law Practice. And explode the growth of your law practice. And I'm super excited to have some representatives here to help our attorney listeners on today's show. Again, I'm Emily Rowell, your host with Peachtree-Offices. I have Rich Casanova here with me with Pro Business Channel. Good morning.
When you do that, I feel like I'm in class. Here, reporting for duty. Yeah, this is a great power-packed episode of Atlanta Legal Experts. And I know we're going to mention our sponsors here in just a moment, but you have a great event coming up this week. And the Power Brokers, can we call them that? Or the Power Brokers in the studio this morning?
Yes.
Yeah. I heard a little mumble laugh. Yeah.
Power team.
No, we do have a power team. Yeah. So very excited. So let's get underway.
Almost every first Tuesday for the last several months, we've done how to help the attorney listeners.
Right, for their law practice.
And so this is a huge benefit for them. We're going to be giving, hopefully, away a couple tricks, teasers for the event. So I'm really excited.
And should we just go do a plug for the event real quick at the top of the show?
Sure.
Tell us who, when, where, and why, and the website and all that stuff.
So it's at the Commerce Club this Thursday morning, which is the 5th at 9 a.m. It goes from 9 until 1. And you can go and get registered for it at go ahead, Montina.
howtomarketyourlawfirmonline.com.
Okay, I want to make sure we got that right.
Yeah.
So yes, go to
We're going to get that many times during the show this morning. Everybody's going to read it at least once.
They're going to have it memorized for sure. So thank you. And thank you to our sponsors today. We have 3A Law Practice Management, as always, and we're going to have him on next month on our first Tuesday special show. And we have Atlanta's own John Marshall Law School as a sponsor. And, of course, we have Peachtree-Offices. Peachtree-Offices is also going to be one of the speakers at the event on Thursday morning, which is moi. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. And I will get started by introducing our guests. We have Montina Portis. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
It's a great day.
It is great.
Yes.
Especially when we start off here.
Yes.
And we have Stephanie Anderson. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Fantastic.
And Michael Moore.
Well, good morning, Emily.
Good morning. And we have our expert back, Randy Kessler.
Good morning.
So glad to have you in the studio this morning.
Glad to be back.
So we're going to start with Montina Portis. She has a lot to offer attorneys, especially new attorneys starting out, and helping them market online. Montina Portis of Creative Internet Authority, LLC, provides full-service marketing services for lawyers and law firms so that they can attract new clients, generate more referrals, and make more money using online and offline legal marketing strategies. With a strong blend of education, technology, and marketing with her 15 years in the business world, Montina is focused on targeted and efficient results. See her website for more information, www.creativeinternetauthority.com.
Yes, we play off CIA. We're special agents.
There you go. So tell me a little bit more. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Tell me a little bit about what to expect on Thursday morning.
So I wanted to host this event on Thursday, and I went to our SBDC, our Small Business Development Center, and said, I wanted some assistance with my business. And they looked at my business plan and said, what are you doing here? What do you really want? And I said, I'd love to host an event for attorneys. Solo and small law firm practitioners typically are struggling because you do have firms that have been around longer. They're stronger, and their marketing is just there. It's word of mouth, it's online, it's offline. And so they said, exactly what would you like to do? And I said, I'd love to host an event, gave them the details, and they said, let's do it. And then I reached out strategically to partners like you and Stephanie Everett and Randy and some of our association panel members that'll be speaking with the bar associations, because we wanted to create something that was different, that they could implement right away, that these weren't things that they've heard over and over again, have a website, network. I mean, these are great creative strategies. So that's really what they can expect, not the same old things that they've heard or seen online, but something fresh and something new and something different.
Is it simple? Are these things going to be easy for them to take advantage of?
Well, easy in terms of, for me, I'd say absolutely yes. But, I'm going to use one of the terms that I recently heard through a Grow Smart program with the SBDC, and it depends. Attorneys are attorneys. That's their practice area.
Yeah.
So it's like me going into court and saying, well, could I represent myself? Absolutely. But I'd be a fool to do so.
Right.
Some of the tools that they'll get will be easy to do. Some of them are necessary to do. They need to be online. And I get attorneys that say, I don't like Facebook. Well, guess what? Your ideal clients are on Facebook, so it's not about you. So, again, it depends, but we definitely will have things that they can take away and implement right away into their law practice.
So tell me, why did you decide to work with the Georgia State Small Business Development Center to host this event?
Well, I met Michael Moore at my Greater North Fulton Chamber of Commerce, and I'll tell you, it was many, many months, which is why building relationships are very important. And I decided to have a meeting with him, and I think by happenstance, he was not there, and I actually met with the executive director, and it was great because now I have both of them as consultants. And because of their industry knowledge, for me, even with my agency, this isn't a hobby. This is a true business for me. I have people that depend on me for payroll, and I have clients that depend on us to be the experts in the industry. So I wanted to partner with them because there is a twofold to this. It's the marketing, but it's also the growth for their firms. And so I went to them as strategic partners and told them what I'd like to do, and that's how we made it happen.
And we're really excited that we have Michael Moore on board.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I get to visit the studio several times, but today is special because taking a client and bringing them to the forefront is always very, very exciting for us down at Georgia State at the SBDC.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. Where did the title come from? 30 ways. I mean, are we going to sit here and go like, oh, there's 30.
I know. So I wish that I could say, oh, it just kind of popped into my head. But as a marketer, one of the creative things that I do is when I'm in the grocery store, I look at all the magazines, and I happen to see this one between Cosmopolitan and Oprah, and they were talking about 30 creative ways to do other things. But I thought, why not explode the growth of your law firm? And a lot of times when you go on websites, we're looking a lot of times at the headlines. You want things that are going to attract the right people. For people that are going to come to this event, they are looking for something fresh and something new and something creative. And I thought, well, that goes in line with Creative Internet Authority. And so that's really how we came up with it. Again, when you're thinking about marketing, people are paid millions of dollars to have these magazines on the stands in these grocery stores so that when you walk by, you're intrigued. Even if you don't want to look at the National Enquirer, you do.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's a lot of how we put the title together. But number 6 will definitely shock in all the competition.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes.
I don't even know number 6. It's like the secret sauce.
It's the secret
nobody's
sauce.
going to tell you.
Got to show up.
So speaking of showing up, who should attend this event? Obviously attorneys, but give me a better idea.
So this could be attorneys, really anyone that is in a solo firm right now, and they feel overwhelmed. I mean, we have more than just marketing, and I'm excited to have Stephanie Everett there to talk about growth strategies from a business perspective. But they should be there, solo small law firms. If we have our larger firms, their marketing directors should be there. I have so many marketing directors that download my book, and I find them on LinkedIn because of their email addresses. But they need creative ways to market the larger firms. What worked in the past is not necessarily going to work in the future. You need online strategies, offline strategies, and there are referral strategies. 25% of an attorney's business will always come from other attorneys. So we're excited to have a panel of association members there to speak about that. So again, attorneys, marketing directors, paralegals, and of course we do have some people there that want to market or get in front of the attorneys, so they should be there as well. We welcome them.
And you're so right about the referrals that attorneys get, and they tell me every day that they're just receiving them. Like they don't know how to actually go out and get one, so they're like holding their, they're just counting their blessings and just hoping that they keep coming. And so to have a strategy to go, I can't wait.
Yeah. Hope is a strategy for them, but it's like Field of Dreams that only works in the movies. And when you can actually put together what we'll talk about there Thursday, but when you can put together a strategy, and it's not tactical, it's not, oh, well, you did me a favor, I'm going to do you a favor, but it's strategic. And I have attorneys that will be there, Tiffany Coleman and Josie Harris-Walton, their clients, and they did something very strategic that we'll talk about at that event. But when you can do it strategically, now you know that referrals are going to continue to pour in instead of that hope strategy.
Who doesn't want that?
I know, right? a consistent flow of business. We all want that.
So tell us how to reach you, all the listeners who want to learn more. Obviously, tell us about the event again and how to get to that and register, but also your best contact information.
So you can reach me. I'm everywhere online at Montina Portis, P-O-R-T as in Tom, I-S. And if that sounds familiar to some of you, if you're familiar with the Washington Redskins, Clinton Portis is my husband's first cousin. So I married the cousin. But, right.
Crazy glasses, right?
Yes, crazy. And so you can reach me, Montina Portis. My website's creativeinternetauthority.com. And if you're listening now and you tweet me or you catch me online, I'd love to get you a copy of How to Market Your Law Firm Online. And all of our attendees that day will also be getting a complimentary copy of How to Market Your Law Firm Online.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning, and feel free to chime in during the remainder of the show.
Thank you.
And again, thank you to our listeners today and our sponsors. We have 3A Law Practice Management, helping you start and build your practice. We have Atlanta's own John Marshall Law School, and we have Peachtree-Offices, helping attorneys get established in the Atlanta area, which is so important too. And that brings me to Stephanie Everett. Thank you so much for being on the show this morning. And she is with Stephanie Everett Consulting. She gets it. She knows what you are going through because she has been there, suffered through it, and came out on the other side. Now she uses the skills she learned the hard way to teach attorneys how to build practices that work for them, allowing them to fulfill their vision, be happy, and successful. As the managing partner of the trial boutique Bloom Sugarman Everett, Stephanie created, implemented, and managed all aspects of firm operations, from firm finances to attorney training and mentoring. Her passion for teaching and creating successful businesses led her to create Stephanie Everett Consulting, LLC. She designed a map for a successful law business that can be duplicated in any type of practice. She created B School for lawyers to teach partners to chart a course for a business that produces greater freedom, flexibility, and profitability. As a certified coach, she provides one-on-one coaching to attorneys at any level, helping them exceed their personal and professional goals. Wow.
Yeah.
You do it all.
Working on it.
And it sounds like the history you've had has really led you to where you are today. Tell me a little bit more.
Absolutely. I loved practicing law, and I loved being the managing partner of my law firm. But what I really struggled with having some of the resources that I needed to be successful on the business side. And so I feel like I've put together a program now that really helps attorneys who are feeling stuck in their practice, who are struggling. All the information is out there, but they're simply in this trap that they don't have time to slow down from their law practice to really focus on what it takes to build a successful business. Mm-hmm. And that's what I work with attorneys to do, is they know how to practice law, but they need help on that business side, how to make their law firm run and feel more like a business that's less reliant on their personal work and more reliant on a business system and process.
I love to hear that. So obviously that's what you'll be focusing on during the event. Can you mention a little bit more about what you'll be kind of like, focusing on specifically for the event?
Sure. Well, Martina is the marketing expert for sure and knows all these creative tools to get you out there. So my focus on Thursday is going to be a little bit different. In order to have to really build your business, you got to be prepared, right? When you build it, they will come, is what she's going to teach you how to do. I'm going to help you focus on how to build your practice so that you're ready for this new influx of clients that you're going to be having. Because we all know that all the marketing in the world is great, but if you can't deliver top-notch legal product, consistent legal services day in and day out, you're going to be in trouble. So we're going to really talk about some specific tools that you can implement in your law practice today to build a practice that delivers top-notch legal services.
And the back end is just as important as the front.
Amen.
So
It is. It really is.
So having all those systems in place, like I know we started something at our firm where we have somebody, she works from home, but every time we sign up a new client, she emails them, she welcomes them. I mean, it's just that extra touch, making sure. Then we have a 30-day follow-up, a 60-day follow-up. And that has helped so much that people just say, okay, I'm brand new, and they said, thanks a lot, see you later. They don't do that. We actually touch them. They say, 7 touches or whatever it is. So
but the
I'm
key,
sure that's important.
It is. And the key to what you just said, Emily, is so great that you have a process in place now that is duplicated every single time. So you're not relying on this new person who works from home to just do that for one client. She now knows a system that she follows for every single client. And that really is the key, is that consistent system that's in place because you have written that system. I think most attorneys, unfortunately, we will do great things, and then we just hope that we do it again, or we trust that our people working for us will do it again, and we can't always just rely on that. We need to have systems in place so that we know that they're going to do it the way we want it done every single time.
Yeah, all those things that could be left behind, it's something that, to me, it could keep you up at night. It's like, I wonder if this happened, or I wonder if that happened. And as successful as you are as an attorney, like you said, you need to know that these things are happening. And let me ask you this as well. So you also train attorneys. So tell me a little bit more. You're one-on-one, it said in your bio.
On how to train attorneys?
Yeah.
Big stick, big stick.
Easy there, yeah.
I'm very nice. You can see there's no meanness here. I am an attorney, and so I approach things differently. When I say and you read in my bio, I've been there, I've done that, it's true. I was at a big firm, I left, and I went to a small firm that I started with a partner and created that from scratch and grew that. So I appreciate the struggles attorneys have. And I think that gives me, obviously, great empathy. And so I know when I'm working with attorneys, the biggest pushback I'm going to get is time, right? They don't have time. And actually, that's one of the things I'm going to cover in my session on Thursday, is to give you some real time management tips, because that has to be addressed. So I'll have clients come to me and say, Stephanie, I want to focus on whatever it is, but inevitably we have to focus on time management as a piece of that, because they have to work smarter. And that's one of the things I'll tell people, is being busy is not a badge of honor, right? A lot of people out there are really super busy.
Yeah.
And what I want to focus on is not being busy, but being productive.
Somebody said to me once, you can't multitask.
Oh, no.
You absolutely cannot multitask. There's no way.
The research in the science world has proven that out. There's actually studies, and I'll talk about this on Thursday, that if you try to do 2 cognitive tasks at the same time, what most people think of as multitasking, your IQ drops to the same level as if you had just smoked marijuana or stayed up all night. Now, who wants to hire an attorney who is functioning as if they just smoked marijuana or stayed up all night?
Right.
I wouldn't. I don't want that from my attorneys.
I was about to say that explains it. Then she came up with that. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know if I could top the marijuana, but I wanted to chime in.
Some people do both or whatever, yeah. I feel like you're doing both when you're multitasking, yeah.
But does that raise your IQ when you do both, or continue to drive it further down?
You have to have the third drinking coffee, yeah. That always increases your IQ. Yes or yes?
Definitely cannot touch that one. But I wanted to chime in here very quickly and say, Stephanie's role is so important, and I'm so glad that I actually met her, and I do see her as a strategic partner. I do have an attorney, and I looked here at my phone. I've been trying to reach him for 60 days, pays every single month. I had an opportunity to talk to him for 2 minutes and 27 seconds yesterday only, because he's getting so much new business.
How much did you bill him for?
We bill him every month.
2 minutes and
Pays
30
one
seconds,
time.
yeah.
But I will tell you that the new client process, having the systems in place, he's getting so much new business. People want to market and market, but what happens when you go from having 3 or 4 new clients a month and you double it the following 6 months? How do you then handle the business? And that part is very important for when she comes in.
If you don't have a system, you might fail.
They may.
They can drop off.
Or stay up all night.
Yeah. We won't talk about the other
No.
thing.
I did. I left that on the table.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. It's so exciting, and you even gave us a little bit of a hint of what you'll be talking about, so that was great to hear. So will you please let our listeners know how they can reach you?
Sure. My website is everettconsultingatlanta.com, and that's Everett, Everett. Or you can go to bschoolforlawyers.com, which is bschool, FOR, lawyers.com.
Awesome. Thanks again so much for being here. And I'm actually going to take a quick break. You're listening to Atlanta Legal Experts Radio. I'm your host, Emily-Rowell, with Peachtree-Offices. Looks like we got a lot of social media going on here.
Well, when Montina's in the studio, it's a kind of a given, yeah.
That's right.
Well, at least she knows what she's doing. She
Yeah.
says it, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So awesome.
Yeah, just remind our listeners you're listening to Atlanta Legal Experts. Rich Casanova here, your producer engineer on the Pro Business channel out of our beautiful Buckhead studios. And did we already plug our sponsors? You want to do that one more time?
We can do it one more time.
Yeah. I know you have John Marshall Law School of Atlanta. You have 3A Law Practice Management. And, of course, the beautiful and amazing offices here at Peachtree-Offices here in our Buckhead studio. So, and let's jump back into the show.
Absolutely, and I'm happy to welcome Michael Moore here. He is an experienced business owner with extensive background in business development, marketing, sales, leadership, and training. He is a veteran and heavily involved in the for-profit and nonprofit arenas. Mr. Moore serves as a mentor and continues to serve in the ecosystem for the funding of companies as a member of the Ritz Group. His key role with the Georgia State University SBDC is development of relationships, events, and sponsorships. And we're so happy to have you host this event. I mean, it's an honor.
Well, thank you. It's an honor of ours to be able to recognize one of our clients, work with them in the field, and actually, as we say, demonstrate what we try to do, which is help businesses grow. Our target market, which is always what people ask us, about 1/3 of our businesses are startups or wannabes. But the other 2/3 are actually what we consider to be the backbone of the society, which is the folks who occupy and employ over 80% of the real salaries in the marketplace. So we work with companies $250,000 to $5 million in size, hopefully 2 years or so in age, and hopefully with 2 or 3 employees, because the results of our efforts with over 4,000 people throughout the state each year helping them grow their businesses is just quite astonishing. We get about 29% greater employee growth, which is really what we all get graded on in a society, right? Growing new employees, as well as taking good care of them. And it was great to hear about your onboarding process, because I'm sitting here making notes this morning. That's probably something we need to do a little better job of. So I'm going to go home today and develop a new system for onboarding clients, because I thought of some of the weaknesses. If we had 10 Montinas in our book of business as opposed to just one today, I could be in 10 other radio shows, right?
There you go.
Right, Rich?
Yeah.
No, just there's other radio shows? What?
No, yours.
I thought I heard
could
something.
be on all day long here. Right?
We'll fly you to our Houston and our Austin Pro Business
That's
Channel
right.
studios.
One of the things we do at the SBDC, and we try to do that at Small Business Development Center, is we're charged by the SBA as well as our state to look at ways to build programs that can be duplicated in other markets. So actually, every small town has attorneys. Every medium-sized town has attorneys. Every large town has attorneys who are struggling and fighting for each other with business. So helping them get more tools, helping them get their practice going well would be certainly an admirable trait we should practice more often.
Are you speaking at the event? I didn't even know.
I think they've given me 2.5 minutes. That's about 150 seconds, right? Yeah, they'll have a clock there. But yeah, we'll introduce the event and of course welcome our folks. We're honored to host it at the Commerce Club, which is obviously founded in the 60s by some forward-thinking people here in Atlanta. No better place to service our attorneys than 49th floor downtown works for me.
Oh, it's beautiful down there.
I've scheduled a beautiful day of Chamber of Commerce weather. So we'll have a great view of Stone Mountain, Kennesaw, and all points south.
So let's ask you a little bit about your history. So how did you get to the Small Business Development Center and kind of your path?
Well, let's see. Some people might think this is an interesting story, but one of the lines you mentioned in my mentor, in my bio, being a mentor, I was talking with a couple of folks who worked in the SBDC about 2.5 years ago now, and they kept, every time I chatted with them, it seemed like they had the same challenge. And one day I finally did what some men do, and I said, would you like to have the answer to your challenge? And I buttered around it for just a little while longer, and the result of that conversation was we put some pieces in place, which wound up creating as I call it, I'm a retired guy, so a half-time job for me. And that resulted in doing outside development here in the metropolitan area, because we have 5 SBDCs here. And there was no concentrated marketing effort to take care of literally Clayton County to Kennesaw and West Georgia to DeKalb and Gwinnett. And then, of course, Georgia State being in the center. responsible for Fulton County is what I've been doing for right at 40 years now. This is my 40th year inside the perimeter in Atlanta. So working around Atlanta is quite an honor for me and a pleasure. I'm not moving out but once.
Has this part-time thing really become a full-time?
I think my wife said last week it was 73 hours. How does that fit? Part-time?
Wow. But it's a passion of yours. And so
it is.
I
I get to work with the Ritz Group, as you mentioned. I also work with an entrepreneurial club down in College Park to help some people start businesses from scratch. And I'm very heavily involved being a veteran. I work with the veterans programs to help start businesses there, which is one of the charters of our SBDC, is to work with veteran business owners and help them re-enter society and get the value from their training, which unfortunately we don't do very well in this country.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about the event and how our listeners can register. I'm putting you to the test.
All right, let's see. If I pull up that howtomarketyourlawfirmonline.com, that's howtomarketyourlawfirmonline.com. Just sign up and register. We've got the opportunity there for you to enjoy a great day of great speakers, as well as some good food and a good process. And, luckily or unfortunately or possibly, we might have another client or two for the SBDC come out of our membership. If I could give a plug for successful programs, Montina, of course, is a client of ours. I hope she didn't mind me saying that.
Absolutely not. I love being a client of yours.
But she had an opportunity last week to attend one of our annual events, which is a digital marketing boot camp. And I'll just tell one short story there. It was interesting. We had the owner of a company, which is a 8 or 10 person internet marketing company, attend our session based on last year one of his employees who worked for someone else at the time attending our session and saying, gee, the things I'm doing here, we needed to be doing some different things. So adding to value of these type of programs is certainly going to be something we will look at our after-action report from our meeting this week and say, well, gosh, we put some new things in front of attorneys that they might not have known, and they certainly might not have taken time to seek out. So we're going to be very proud of the result. I'm looking forward to those evaluation forms. So howtomarketyourlawfirmonline.com is where you need to go and register today, so you'll be with us on Thursday morning, because it's only about 48 hours away, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exciting. And I'm listening to everybody and what they can do for these attorneys, and I'm thinking of my clients going, you better get your out there right now.
It's important. Even what you said with the
so
new
much.
client welcome package, we're actually going to talk about that. My clients know we have a very strategic, we call it a stick strategy. So not just the first month or 30 days or 60 days, after 6 months, every single month they hear from us, and there's a specific thing that we do.
Oh, I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Yeah, because once you follow up several times, then you can even offer new services.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're enjoying us, or ask for referrals.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. Maybe I'm giving too much away. I'll be quiet.
Retention is much better when out to get new leads. It really is.
Well, you just covered 7, 8, 9, but you still didn't tell them about number 6
not
here.
into number
Number
six.
6 is the one we're looking for. Don't let it slip, Randy.
I got here for a reason.
Don't tell Randy.
I'm waiting to hear it.
Randy, thank you so much. We're so excited to have you on today. Thanks for being here.
I'm
I feel
glad to
like
be here.
clapping for Randy.
Oh, come on.
Yay, Randy.
No more.
Oh, come on.
There it is. That's right. That's how we feel about Randy inside.
Oh, my God. Can you come Thursday with that?
That's an extra $1.50, but sure, yeah.
That's a perfect welcome for Randy.
It is.
Randy Kessler, founding partner of the 13 Lawyer Atlanta family law firm known as KS Family Law, has practiced family law for almost 30 years, and you don't look it.
Thank you. I feel it.
Yeah. And he is former chair of Family Law Section of the American Bar Association. He authored family law books, including Divorce, Protect Yourself, Your Kids, and Your Future, Georgia Library of Family Law Forms, How to Mediate a Divorce, which is a probably very helpful resource. He has taught family law at John Marshall Law School in Atlanta since 2005 and is the editor of Next Magazine, a magazine to help people survive divorce. You can see that online at nextdivorce.com. And you have a list of TVs or stations that you've been on. And
Yeah, let's skip that.
Yeah.
I'm around. If they need me, I can pop over. And really, my office is across the street from CNN. That's one of my 30, okay? Get it off as close to a TV station, and when they're desperate, they call you because you're next door. Yeah.
And
Proximity.
I read in your bio also all the states that you've been to speaking at, and I was like, I could sit here and list the entire United States.
I've been very lucky. You know, when I chaired the family law section of the ABA, I got invited to speak in a lot of different cities, and I had a young family, a young daughter, and my wife was younger, but anyway, and we got to travel and we got to speak, and it was a combination of marketing, going to new places, and learning. You know, when we go to seminars, I mean, even the people that are on this panel on Thursday, we're going to all learn new stuff. I'm going to get there early because I want to hear what Stephanie and Montina, even though I've met them and talked to them, I'm going to learn more stuff, and I'm more excited about what I'm going to learn than what I'm going to teach.
Right. Yeah. But you are the marketing man, I have to say. You're out there, and so what a blessing to have you as a speaker. We're really excited.
Well, I appreciate that. I gotta twist that too. I gotta be the divorce man. You know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's
the
true.
best kept secret.
That's it. That's it.
So tell us a little bit more about, like, I want to take you back a little bit to when you started and where you were, and then kind of share a little bit about what you did to get to where you are today, if you don't mind.
Years ago, I was the son of a poor
questions.
sharecropper. No. So when I started practicing law, you know, you weren't allowed really to market it. I mean, the ability to advertise for lawyers really came about right when I was in law school, and it wasn't something our teachers at law school taught us, and it wasn't something that the mentors we had in the community knew about. I mean, about as much as a law firm could do was to sponsor an NPR program or a concert or a symphony, and that was still almost a little bit on the edge. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, people come out of law school, and these young kids come out, and they have this great website, and they know how to market, and they know social media, and old guys like me are struggling to catch up. So, you know, I'd like to say I did it the old-fashioned way, and those of you who watch Survivor, there's this conflict between the old school players and the new school players, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm probably an old school learning the new school, but I hire young people, and I make sure that I'm always open to what they say about our website, about our marketing efforts. And I'll tell you, I started, and the reason that I think I grew so much is because I was and I still am very insecure. I don't want to be that lawyer whose client comes in and says, here's money, go beat the heck out of my husband or my wife and take everything they've got without any checks and balances. I want somebody in my office that I can say, am I doing this right? Is there something wrong with this strategy? And that sort of helped me grow. And as I'd hire those people, I would all of a sudden get desperate because we need more business. You know, as a friend of mine once said, I've got one client, I need more business. I've got two clients, I need more business. I've got three clients, I can't handle it all. So there's that, you know, perennial tension.
That's amazing. So the experience, though, led you to where you are today, and I feel like it's great to have somebody there to mentor you and to keep you in check, and then that led to more people.
Right, and I don't want to say that I did it the smart way. I did it the hard way, which doesn't necessarily mean I'm smart. I did it the hard way because I didn't know that there were law firm coaches, and really there weren't any that I knew of.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn it all on my own, and I've done it. And I'm proud of that, although it took a lot more time and effort, because had I known Montina or, you know, Stephanie or somebody earlier, I probably would have saved myself a lot of time. And that's one of the things I want to talk about, which is if you're good at it and you just are natural, you may not need somebody, but we all could use help. And it's like therapy. You know, if people come to my office all day long, they say, is the judge going to think that I'm crazy if I go see a psychologist? And I say, the judge is going to think you're crazy if you don't go see a psychologist. Right. You need help. People going through divorce need help. People trying to market a practice need help, and the help is there.
How did you kind of get to the divorce side? Like, what made you?
You know, I wish I could say that that's what I planned to do, and I had this whole business plan, and I'm sure that's what Stephanie would tell me I should have done. And but I think I started my practice like a lot of other people. I was 29 years old, and I was hungry, like that Life commercial, Mikey, you know, he'll try anything.
Yeah.
And I took everything that came in, but eventually people hired me for divorce because they heard I was good at it. And I like those clients, the ones that said, I'm hiring you because you're good, not because you're young and hungry and you'll charge a lower rate. And it just sort of evolved, and it's a people practice. And I realized that it is better to be a specialist or be practicing in one area than to try to be a jack of all trades. And you can charge more because you've got a skill that people want. And I had to turn it to I want your business to you want my business. And that was sort of the hardest.
I know Montina will be talking about kind of positioning yourself as the expert.
Absolutely.
And we'll all talk about how there's really no replacement for hard work. I mean, you know, we're talking about marketing, and I always feel very self-conscious because I'm the only lawyer speaking that's really still practicing and doing morning, noon, and night family law, hourly billing. I've got to bill my hours. I've got to get into court. I've got to represent clients. But yet we're talking about how to market your practice, and we don't want to miss that whole first part of, hey, you know, you better have something good to market.
Yes.
You know, you have to have a great, great, great product, which is your ability to practice law successfully and do good and be good in front of judges, be good on your feet, be good in your writings. And if you don't have all that, everything else really doesn't matter. You could pay people left and right to help market you, but if you're marketing something that's not good, you can market it to somebody once and then word gets out. So that's something we don't ever want to let slip, that we're not saying go out and market something bad. Be good at what you do.
Oh yeah. So really finding, and I think one of my questions to you was to give us a little hint, and I bet you one of those is to find your niche.
Yeah, find your niche, find what you're good at, and everybody here is passionate about what they do. You can hear it in their voices. I mean, Stephanie's found her passion. Everybody here loves what they do, and that's why they're good at it. And if you think about something that you really enjoy doing, I'll bet you're really good at it, and vice versa. If you think about something that you're really good at, you're going to enjoy doing it, and it just goes naturally. So if you don't like the area of practice you're in, I'm going to tell people, do something else. I know you need the money, so start something else while you ease out of whatever you're doing that doesn't make you happy, because there's that book, do what you love and the money will follow. And I don't want to give away my whole speech, but it's all right. I got so much.
Well,
30 years of material.
Transition is good. A jump in the cold water is not fun, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's a good point.
But if you ask me one tip, I think everything you do is marketing. That's probably how I'm going to start my presentation, so you guys can go for a bathroom break when I start my presentation if you listen to this. But really, everything you do is marketing, from how you dress to how you treat the support staff in your office to how you treat the maintenance man that comes in to fix your light bulb. I mean, people are judging you, and judges judge you, potential clients judge you, and in my business especially, you never know who's going to need a divorce lawyer tomorrow, who's going to have a baby tomorrow, who's going to have a conflict with their loved one, and it's everywhere. And hopefully I'm not doing it because I want to be a good marketer. That's who I am, and people like who I am. But I better be likable, and I better be good and professional at what I do, and people better see it.
Yeah. So was I more gentle than your interview last night?
Oh my gosh, yes. You, ma'am, are no Nancy Grace.
That's good. I'm not trying to be. And that's funny because you say follow your passion, and I love what I do. And
obviously,
it shows.
Thank you. But I never thought that I would be a
does.
radio host. So that's something from a kid that I wanted to do. So I was actually a communications major. So now, and it just, long story, 2008 happened, but that's a whole other story. And then now I'm here. And so it provided me the opportunity. Me loving what I did provided me the opportunity to.
I mean, are you happy when you get in your car and you're driving to work?
I love it.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people out there are not happy to have to go to work? I don't want to leave house. I'm so lucky to walk into work and feel like I love being here. I'm going to get to help people. I get to practice law. It's an honor to practice law. It's a privilege. And, I just still feel fortunate. I pinch myself that I've got a job that I love.
Me too. I wake up every morning. I'm like, thank you. I'm so glad to wake up and do it again.
You're like Emily Graceful.
That's better than Nancy Grace.
Yeah. So let our listeners know, Randy, how folks would get in touch with you and find out about your practice.
You're everywhere, so.
Some people that just landed at the airport and where am I? Yeah, where's Randy?
Well, we don't make a lot of money on the book, but it's a good start. DivorceProtect.com is a way to get the book on Amazon or wherever you want. But there's a lot of things. AtlantaDivorceLawyer.com, KSFamilyLaw.com, DivorceProtect.com. But you can find me. Google Randy Kessler, and I'll pop up.
All right.
Awesome.
Nice.
Remember where they can see you on Thursday, Randy?
Oh, yes. At the Commerce Club. From, 9 to 12? You're going to get there by 8 to make sure you get a seat and get some food in your stomach and sit down and enjoy it. And the website, of course, is,
How to market your law.
How to market your law firm online.com.
And that prompting came from Michael Marketing Moore.
Marketing.
Who I've learned.
That's his middle name.
If you can't tell your own story, who will tell it for you?
I will. I met Michael, and in 2 minutes I learned that he has 3 different name badges in case, depending on his audience. So make sure he is Mr. Marketer. I'm going to learn something from him.
Me too.
Yeah.
I hear that.
That's I like that nickname, Michael Marketing Moore. You're the other 3M.
Okay.
Right? All right, so and let's turn our attention now. First, remind our listeners you're listening to Atlanta Legal Experts with your host, Emily-Rowell, and we hope you enjoy you tuning in, but we thank you for that on the Pro Business Channel. But let's turn our attention now to our hostess, and also a part of the event on Thursday. So I'm going to prompt up a couple of questions and maybe open it up to the panel as well of what Emily might be speaking about. But and now we're going to have you switch hats. From
can I do
Peachtree-Offices.
I need to switch my name tag.
Yeah. So from Peachtree-Offices, kind of running operations here from the Buckhead studio is your day job, so to speak, and then your radio hosting abilities or talent on Tuesday mornings. But on Thursday, let our listeners know, and your listeners, what you might be chatting about on Thursday.
Absolutely. So, the biggest thing is helping you become established in the Atlanta area as a small law firm. And I'm kind of going to pick on Randy a little bit, and I'm going to ask your permission now ahead of time.
Granted. Always say yes, right?
So he's very...
I know. Never mind.
We are having so much fun in here today. Should be here.
Can I carry one of those laughing tracks with me everywhere I go? 'Cause
Yeah, it's an extra $1.50.
my speeches would go so much better.
Thank you so much. Okay, don't do that again. I have enough
Meanwhile, back to
audience
your
here.
regularly scheduled program, Atlanta Legal Experts. Go, Emily.
So he's very established, and the things that we can do for our attorneys, and I won't give too much away, but everybody can look on my website and find out, is getting their address in the Atlanta area, giving them a beautiful presence at one of our 4 locations, giving them the conference rooms to speak at and to meet their clients. And they don't have to have the 25 years experience or 30 years experience that Randy has. So they can actually just start up and start with an address and then, kind of go from there. And the thing on top of that we do is because we have 80% attorneys as clients, it becomes a natural atmosphere for our clients to network. And so they meet each other and then they build businesses by helping each other.
Yeah, it's a built-in legal community, and I see it in the hallways, where I think we're the exception, right, other than Tuesday mornings, but here at the radio station in the Peachtree-Offices studio. But the exchange and conversation amongst fellow attorneys and colleagues, it's invaluable. And then I'll kind of do a plug, correct me on your additional services, but you do the virtual office or just a mailing address. You have some high-profile attorneys that just want that address, right? And instead of Montina and Stephanie would probably agree on this, concur, that you can't be having a professional practice and have your home address or a P.O. box, right?
No, absolutely.
So just having that and then the answering services as well. But
a live receptionist that doesn't get sick or go on vacation.
Right.
8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, full time.
Yeah.
And paying a fraction of the cost of probably what Randy forks over every month.
All right.
Now let's pick on Randy. Now let's turn our attention to pick on Randy.
There was no internet when I started. But I agree with you, Emily. Virtual can only get you so far. I mean, you can do a lot, and it's what we're talking about. You have to have the ground, basis to start. And then you market that. You're marketing your skills. You're marketing your office. You're marketing your staff. You're marketing who you are. But when they really come to hire you, they can't just go on the internet and hire you and say, oh, I'm going to fork over $10,000 because that person has a good voice on the phone. They've got to meet you in a nice office and feel good about your staff. So you've got to have the credentials and the basis. And everyone here is nodding their head because we're on radio. I'll say that.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not just meeting at Starbucks. We call this a barista free zone, right?
Yeah.
With all those noises in the background. Yeah. So that's what some of your points you'll be sharing on Thursday.
And then the radio show.
Oh, nice! I love
what
the sound
more
of that.
than to keep my clients happy and keep them promoting themselves than utilizing the radio show, being interviewed online for no additional cost, and using that on your social media, on your website, and really marketing. Which is
and
what
you
we're all
shared
doing today.
after they've had the guest experience, you share with them 12 ways they can repurpose and leverage that opportunity.
Well,
So
can I jump in real quickly, Emily?
Sure.
I mean, yes, you're good at helping people get the word out, but it's not just that you make something out of whole cloth. I mean, this is a quality operation. I've been lucky enough to be here a few times, and I've done other radio and other TV, and you guys are very sophisticated, and you have the basis to say, look on social media at what I've done, and what you've done is really legitimate and sincere and great work, and you guys are phenomenal. Rich, you do a great job, too.
thank you. Thanks,
I'm going
Randy.
to chime in on that as well.
Sure.
I'm actually running this on Periscope right now if you're listening live. But I will tell you, all of my clients, I book them immediately on the show. And we take the episode from when they're on the show, and we actually put that on a physical CD, which is something that we'll share about how we do that and why we do that and why it's important. But it goes so far beyond the linking strategy and the power that you all have with your page ranking. It is such a huge boost for traffic for a website and for key for building authority.
I mean, the meta tags that you can utilize and so forth. But and again, this is all teasers to attend Thursday morning, right?
Yes.
But
Rich, you're going to be there, right?
absolutely, I'm in. Yeah.
Come on.
So come on. But but speaking of that, so I know for your clients as well as other people on Atlanta Legal Experts, the go-to, they always think, okay, how can I utilize this? Social media is a given. That's just one. But you'll share up to 11 other ways. I mean, they can transcribe the conversation and so forth. So, but let's maybe, we're almost out of time here, but maybe just some open follow-up questions or reminders.
Yes, and first of all, you can see all of those shows and everything that I've done on social media. If you can tweet me, it's at AttorneySpace. And then our website is at AtlantaLegalExperts.com. And then also the Peachtree Offices website is peachtree-offices.com. So that's how you can reach me. One of the things that I definitely wanted to bring up today was the fact that it is so expensive to get a ticket. Just kidding.
And where are they going to get that ticket again?
Oh, yes. howtomarketyourlawfirmonline.com.
Yes.
And can we mention the range of
so
ticket prices or what's
inexpensive.
included in that?
tickets-
Is there food? Because if there's
first-
coffee and food.
One money.
How much for a front row ticket?
So the tickets are only $69, which is
Dang.
they will
nothing.
never be at that low price again. Now, if you come to the door, you're going to pay $20 more, and if you're a solo, you don't want to spend the extra $20. So definitely get your ticket beforehand. You're going to get continental breakfast. We have a wonderful lunch included. You're at the
wow.
Commerce Club, and I
They've
mean,
got
we
great
have
food.
amazing speakers. I mean, even to have Randy there to speak and get all of this information and knowledge.
Now the pressure's on.
The pressure's on. And I wanted to just chime in and say, you know, as a business owner, I don't run this as a hobby. I retired from the largest IT financial company in the country. So when I went in to run my own business, it really was scary. My household depends on my income. I had a kid in college that called me yesterday, said, Mom, I need money for groceries. Had to give her money. Randy, I met him at Alvaro's event with 3A Law Management. And I will tell you, Randy is open. He made me feel welcome. My agency had an opportunity to do videos for his law firm.
They were great.
He has been my biggest cheerleader. I mean, I could call him a friend. And every young attorney that I meet, solos, I say, you need to meet Randy Kessler. He
that's
gave
nice.
out his business card to nearly everyone that came up to him and said, call me, let's do lunch or coffee. I've had the opportunity to sit down and have lunch with him, and everyone in here is shaking their heads. He is a phenomenal, I mean, even,
Well, that's
he's
nice.
just phenomenal.
Martina, that's
and
very nice of you.
I mean, but it's the truth. And I just, and Emily as well. I mean, she reached out, had me on the show multiple times. And then Stephanie, when she and I talk, and I found out what she did and what I do, I mean, it just really was the perfect people to bring in to really provide something of value to this community from many different levels.
And
We're
look,
creating jobs.
and as a lawyer that's on the panel, there's a lot of work to go around. I'm not really going to worry about my competition because people are going to hire me
Oh.
or not. And if I can help one more person, it's, you know, you teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime, or a person, whatever the sexual, gender, specific, whatever. I'm going to get that all wrong.
But I bet
Before
you-
the show ends, can I really butcher it and make a fool of myself?
Yeah, we'll edit that, fix it in post production for an extra $1.50. But yeah,
The $1.50 seems to be the rate, but we're on $69 for Thursday.
just to clarify, the
Yes.
tickets are not $1.50 yet.
No, and to get, we actually, and thanks to Stephanie, put in all the paperwork for the state bar. We are CLE approved. That is
Yes.
a big deal.
Wow.
I forgot to mention
Continuing legal educational units. We have 2 of those. So thank you, Stephanie, if you want to talk more about that.
Oh, well, every lawyer out there knows they need to get their CLE credits. It's almost the end of the year. So what a better way to get them than come and have some great food, listen to great speakers, and get 2 additional CLE credits.
That's right. Breakfast, lunch, 2 credits. What can you go wrong there?
And bring your questions. I mean,
Yes.
we don't know it all, and we want to think about it, and we may think of something that you don't know, and you may think of something we don't know. So by all means, it's going to be an exchange.
Being a lawyer is changing every day, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oof.
This is awesome. I'm super excited, and we're close to being out of time. So what a great ending. And, first of all, mention what the CLEs are in. Is it a specific or?
No, they're just general CLE
Okay.
credits. So
Good, fantastic.
But look, you need 12. That knocks 2 of them out.
There you go. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you again to our sponsors. This is Emily-Rowell with Atlanta Legal Experts signing out.
Thank you again for joining Emily Rowell and her guests on the Pro Business Channel. Use the social media links here to share today's show and stay tuned for the next episode of Atlanta Legal Experts Radio.